So what I'm going to talk about today is the Crusader Mark II cooker. Now what I'm going to do is go through all the components that go with it. I'll show you my little extra bits I've added on. I've got a metal mug that goes with it, if you're interested in that, you know, a metal mug instead of a plastic one. And I'm going to make a cup of tea, and also I'll just give you my view of what it's ideal for, you know. So you know its potential, shall we say. So let's gonna have a look. And there it is, the Crusader Mark II cooker and its components, all 5 bits. That's what you get for your money. And I'll start off with the cooker. Now the cooker looks like this. It's got them nice holes on the edge so the oxygen can go in to feed the flames. It's got the little cup inside. That's where you put your burning blocks of some sort, or transient spirit burner, or you could put a stove rope in there as well. So I'll show you that later. And what you do, you light it, put that over the top, and put your mug with the food on the top like that. So, and that's it really. It's made of hard anodized aluminium, so it's pretty strong, lasts a long time, and strong enough for what you use it for anyway. And yeah, it looks like that. So there you go, BCB on the edge there, lightly stamped in, and yeah, it looks like that, simple as that. Next up is the mug. Now this is what you cook your food in, okay? Ideally you put your boil in the bag in there and boil it up, and then put the water in the mug and your cup. But you could put wet food in there as well, you know, and stir it now and again. But this is what it looks like. It's got the old handles there like that, quite far away from it. Nice big gap there. And it's got a bit of measurements on the side. If I can, oh, okay. If I can close that up, yeah. There you go, 1/4 litre. Half a litre, and it's got BCB lightly stamped on the top, well, by my thumb, and it's made of hard anodized aluminium. So there you go, I'm crushing that, and it takes a lot of effort to crush that actually. I can't do it, you know, it's flexing slightly by about a couple of millimeters, but that's it. So that's nice and strong, okay, it'll last a long time. The next up is the British Army issue water bottle by Osprey. Okay, so on the bottom there you've got Osprey, you've got 2023 on there. It's now 2024. I've just bought this. It's got the stock number, or the NATO number I think it is, and the crow's foot to show it's British Army issue and keep away from the flame warning sign. Okay, it's made of plastic, very hard plastic, it's bomb proof, and it's light. Okay, so that defies the object of bushcraft gear being heavy only but tough, where this is tough and light. So this is a brilliant bit of gear. Okay, now the cup that goes with it, that fits on the top, it's also really robust, like the bottle there, and you've got your handles like this, and you've got the Osprey on the bottom there, 23 I think, upside down actually, that is, you can just about see that, and so it must be 2023 that goes with that. And it's got the cat number, or I think it might be the NATO number, and the crow's foot to show it's British Army issue, and the warning about the flames. Alright, and last but not least is the bag that all this goes in. Start off from the bottom. It's got a drain hole in the bottom there, that little black circle, and it's clipped together with these quick release plastic clips, which are all right. It's quite strong. You know, I'm squeezing that now and it's quite strong, so it's good. All right. And it's got cinching on the top there. It's got molly straps at the back end, so you can put it on the outside your rucksack if you wanted to. Personally, I wouldn't. And also inside, it's got a little pocket. Now that, well, say little, I mean that pocket, anyway, you see that? That pocket is about the width of my hand, or small hand. The joys of doing things in one hand when you're doing a YouTube video. And it goes just over my knuckles, okay? So there you go, it's the width of my hand and just over my knuckles. And that's the bag. So there you go. It's just to warn you, it is a bit flimsy, but it's not poorly made, it's just thin, okay? So it's ideal to go inside a rucksack, but you can put it on the outside of a rucksack. So that's all you get for your money. So that's the Crusader Mark II cooker system. And next up is the little bits that I put in with it inside the bag as well, okay? So what you've got here is a transient spirit burner. You've all seen these. You've got methylated spirits in that, and that will fit in the cooker like that, just in there. Slots in nicely, perfect. Next up, you've got a bit of stove rope, okay? This is heat-proof rope that sort of fixes on your stove or on the edge of the door, and it's heat-proof, so you can burn it. And what happens is, what you can do is coil it round and round and round and stick it inside this little cup here, put some methylated spirits in to douse it, and then light it, and it'll burn up. And then when you stop cooking, you know, put it out, it won't be completely burnt. It'll be like it is, but charred away a little bit. So, and you can get different sizes as well. This is a 12 millimeter, I can't remember now. But you can get different thicknesses. So I think this is a 12, yeah, 12 millimeter this is. And the minimum you could buy at the time that I got this, which was not long ago, was 1 meter. So I've just cut it to size so it fits in there. All right. So next up, you've got a lighter. I put that in the little pocket inside the bag, and I've got 4 cut down 10 pegs here. You can get away with 3 if you like, but what I do with them is, if the cooker is on soft spongy ground and you've got your pot on top like this, it might be a little bit unstable. So what you could do is pin it down. What you do is put the 10 peg in there like that, one on that side, one on the other side, and it'll pin it down, okay? Or you could put one on this side. You got to watch the this little bit here doesn't go in over the top like that, okay? So it's ideally you could sort of pin it down on the edges that way, and just sort of off like that if you wanted to, okay? So that's what the tent pegs are for. But also, I said that you can get away with 3. You could pin it down on a slope as well. All right, I'll show that later on. So you could use this on a slope as well, okay? Next up is a lid to go on top of the pot where you put your food, okay? This is handmade from eBay, and if you put, it's made of aluminium by the way, and if you put handmade metal Crusader cup lid in eBay or Google, this will come up, all right? The maker of this will come up. I think there's a few of them, and it fits on top of there like that. So when you boil your water or cook your food, it goes on there and it fits absolutely perfect, okay? In fact, it's a little bit of a wedge as well, so you can sort of pick it up but it does come off easy as well. Alright, so that's the lid for the pot. I've got a little scourer there that, you know, helps clean the pot if you haven't got any grass or mud or anything like that. A little ferro rod, okay. It's got soft sort of composite, so you could put your thumb over thumb and light the cooker easy and not like and knock it over and stuff like that. So I'll show that later on. And my spork, that fits in down the edge as well. So that's the bits that I could slot in inside the bag as well. Next up is the metal mug I was on about before. It's exactly the same as the plastic cup, except it's made of aluminium and it's non-stick. You could still buy them. It's exactly the same as well as the size as the plastic one. There you go, there's the plastic one. Same size, same capacity and what have you. Okay. The only thing is, it comes with a plastic rim around the top as well, so you don't burn your lips, but I lost mine. I broke it years ago. I actually bought this mug in either the mid 1980s or the late 1980s, one of the two. And yeah, and they're really good actually. They're light, very strong. You could do stuff with this you can't do with the issued one, you know. So there's pros and cons. I'll go through that in a minute, I suppose. But yeah, if you want a metal mug, you can still get them, but there are not many left at the moment. What you want to do is put in Google non-stick 58 pattern aluminium cup for British Army. All right, and I'll put that on the screen so you could freeze it and have a look. But yeah, you know, so I mean the weight is slightly different as well, you know. This plastic cup is 5.2 ounces, all right, whereas this is only 6.8 ounces, you know. So it's still light, and strong, okay, so it's not a problem. And the hefty steel mug like this, from the Mark 1 Crusader cooker, is actually 10 ounces, and that's quite heavy, you know. It's great when you're young, but if you're thinking about weight and you want a metal mug and not a plastic one, then this is what you want to get. But there's not many left, I don't think, at the moment. I did look the other day, and you have to buy the bottle that goes with it, which is actually the Osprey British Army water bottle. So and it fits perfectly on top of it as well, same as this. So yeah, you know, so it's still light, but it's strong and metal as well, and it's non-stick, so you could possibly, you know, put some oil in there and fry a couple of chopped up sausages and put them in your mug, and then put a bit of bacon in there chopped up, then put them in your cooking mug, and then break an egg in there, cook that, then put it in your mug full of beans, cold beans, and then heat the lot up, you know. So, you know, so there's a lot of possibilities with this, and it's light and it fits, and it's made for, it's not made for any other bottle than the British Army Osprey water bowl, you know. So yeah, so that's a nice alternative actually. And if you have a look, you'll see it'll have a plastic rim going around the edge, you know, so you don't burn your lips. So that's that. So I'll just show you how it slots together with some of the bits in as well. I've got the Trangia spirit burner in there, and you can get other spirit burners as well that goes in there, but you're better off with the Trangia, I think. And I've got the stove rope in there as well, just stored in there, and I put that in as well, that little scrubber. And then next up is the pot, the cooking pot, that just goes on the top like that, and it looks like that with the handles on the outside. Then you've got your water bottle, slots in like that quite nicely, and then you've got your plastic mug that goes on top like that. So there you go, and it goes in the bag just like that. Or if you want the metal mug, it goes like that. So there you go, that's that. So what I've got left is the ferro rod, little one, or you could have a big one as well if you like, and the spork and the lid for the pot. So this just drop it in, just drop that down the edge there like that, let the weight take it, just tuck it in, goes in nice and easy. I've got the spork. If you notice that the spoon bit is bent slightly, so I'll put that bent bit on the top, and that just drops in just like that, he says. There you go. It's all right. It's loose and stuff. It's all right. And I'll just stick this this lid down by the pocket then, so flat bit down. Yeah, it don't make any difference really, I suppose. There you go, that goes in nice and easy, and it's just below that level. And in that pocket there I've got the 4 tent pegs that's cut down, and a lighter. Alright, and then I'll do the cinching up. I can't do it with one hand. And then clip it down, and that's it. And just go to show the metal mug does fit in. There you go, stick that in, drops in nicely, and then this will go in there like that. There, easy. Cinch down, clip down. Right, I just want to show you something here. This is the one that I bought, the lid for the pot. Very nicely done. Little handle there. And this is the one I made. All right. So we're from a mess tin, an army mess tin. Bloody awful, isn't it? So there you go. There's that one, real nice. And that'll be going in the bin when I get home. So I got this nice one. And just so you know, that is the stove rope in there. That's how you put it in. If you notice, it's all sort of coiled round. And what you do is you put a load of methylated spirits in there, and let it sink in a bit, I suppose, and then just light it and it'll burn. And at the end where you know, you put it out, the rope won't disintegrate. You know, it won't disintegrate completely. You can use it again and again. It'll just be a bit charred, because that's what it's made for. It's a rope that goes around the edge of the door of the stove. So yeah, it's another option if you want to do something like that. And it's light, you know, it's light as a feather really, and easy to store. So there you go, that's that. And this is how you use the Mark II Crusader cooker on a hill. Okay, this is where your 3 pegs come in. I've got 1 tent peg there, 1 tent peg on the other side, and 1 underneath, just propping it up. All right, and on the other side there's nothing. The cooker's touching the ground. And as you can see, it's sort of solid. It's not going to go anywhere, not in the wind. The wind is not going to blow that. All right, and as you can see the gap there, Don't know whether you... Oh, I fell over. There you go, there's the slope. About 30 degrees, something like that. That's going uphill. There's the flat over there. And there you go, there's the gap where it's on a slope. And I'll show you the methylated spirits. It's all level, like a spirit level, I suppose. So there you go, that's nice and flat, even though there's a gap under there. So there's no bluffing going on. All right, and what I'm going to do now is light that up, put that across, and put the pot on, make a cup of tea. So just to show you, it can be done, but I got to do this with 2 hands, so I got to turn the camera off. All right. There you go. Now it's all starting to warm up, and that's what it looks like. Something I didn't mention: when you pin these down, I put that 10 peg in first, then put the 2 pegs in the 2 holes either side, and then just pressed it all down till the back edge is touching the ground. And also just bear in mind the flat edge is facing outwards, so your handles are sticking outwards. All right, so there you go. So I'll wait until that boils, and then get the tea bag in and a bit of sugar. Oh, it looks like my cup of tea's boiled. There you go. Let's get this off. Yeah, that's good. Now I just learnt something. Let's just get that on there. Yeah, that is hot, all right, but that, oh yes, ooh, burnt my fingers then, but this handle is not hot. See? Maybe because it was leaning against the metal frame, I don't know, but it's not hot, so that's pretty good. There you go. So I'll just get this done now, and then I'll just reel off a few weights and stuff, and that'll be it then. So let's get on with this, have a nice cup of tea. Yep. Cool, look at that. And just so you know, I put half a litre in this pot, half a litre, and that's how far it goes. Ideal, perfect, a match made in heaven. Okay, final thoughts. Right, I'll go through a few weights first, and then a few bits, and then I'll sort of tell you what I think. So the cups again, right? The steel cup of the Crusader Mark 1 is, just bear in mind, that's 10 ounces, all right? A hefty 10 ounces. But the plastic cup is 5.2 ounces, and the aluminium cup is 6.8 ounces. So that aluminium one is still in that sort of light league, if you like. I think it is anyway, and so if you like that sort of thing, you know, it's up to you. I like both of them. I'm not sure which one to use yet. I think I'll probably use the plastic one, but I don't know. And the weight of the whole thing, not my bits in it, just what you get for your money, is £1 13 ounces. And the dead weight, if you was using it only as a backup, so you never used it at all, maybe you want to cook on fire and just use it as a backup, there's none of the parts are a dead weight, because you can use them all except for the cooker itself, because you don't want to use it unless it's a backup. And the weight of the dead weight, if you like, is 4.9 ounces. 4.9 ounces, that's hardly anything. So that's pretty good, you know. I mean, you could use the pot, you can use the lid, you can use the water bottle, you can use the cup, you can even use the bag, not only to put it to keep it all together, but you could, because it's got a hole in the bottom, you could put charcoal, grass and stones in it and use it as a crude water filter. Okay, so it's all got uses except for the cooker. All right, if you want it as a backup only, or if you run out of fuel and you've got to use fire, you know. So 4.9 ounces, that's not much, is it? That's not going to get on your mind too much if you get into trouble. Right, pros and cons of the two cups. I'll start off with the metal mug. Pros, you can cook in it, boil in it and fry in it. That's pretty good, isn't it, you know? And the cons is you're going to burn your lips if you're going to boil water in it to make a cup of tea. You have to leave it a little bit to cool down, all right, unless you maintain that plastic lid over the top. You know, I broke mine years ago and lost it. Not lid, the plastic rim going over the top, all right. And the plastic cup, pros, all right, it wouldn't suffer dents like metal ones, but you know, that's nothing really, is it? It'll get scratched, but you know, but it won't burn your lips. It's comfortable. Okay, so that's quite good. And cons, you can't cook in it, you can't fry in it, you can't boil water in it. So that's that. All right, so yeah, that's about it really. That's all the details. What do I think? What's it ideal for? It's ideal for boiling the bags. Okay, I was going to say lowland only, but it boiled that water in the same amount of time it'll take to boil water on the lowland with no wind, because it boiled that water in blustery wind, not high winds, but it was sort of a bit blustery. So that was really good. I've never used it before, see, so I don't know. So that was really good. I'm well impressed with this cooker. This is my new go-to, you know. This is my apocalypse cooker or something like that, you know. It's really good. But yeah, my final thoughts, isn't it? Yeah, you could use it for anything, you know. Brilliant. So there, I'll leave it at that, I think, because I'm waffling on. So all I got to say is like, share, subscribe as per usual, you know, and thanks for watching this far. And and that's it really. So let's get home. Cheers.